Mitakiape. Hello, friends. I wanted to make a post here quick, like I do, to the live feature to let people know about things that are going on. And there's some big energy moving in there has been, in case you hadn't noticed, but there's a lot going on and moving uh, astrologically, and therefore in our collective here over the next several days, especially, and then throughout the whole next lunation, um, with our new moon coming on Friday, Friday morning, early Friday morning around sunrise, and then um, several things that are going to happen after that. And the so there's two things that I want to share real quick about what's going on astrologically, although I'm going to post a longer video with a longer explanation, um, and to invite you to participate either from a distance, or if anybody is interested, we're going to be doing uh, the next steps in brain tanning the buffalo hide that was started last summer under certain stellar influences, stellar and planetary influences. There were some elixirs made. Those have been kept. They're going to be put in there so that star medicine, that star energy, is going to be infused into this hide. Because this is a very significant, pivotal point in our collective history. And there's this powerful activation over this weekend. So this is the weekend that I'm actually going to be putting the buffalo brains, infusing it into the hide. And then there'll be another step the following weekend, probably another step the weekend after that. But what we're going to do is to start out with on Saturday morning. I have to rinse out the hide thoroughly, and that process will be worked through. There's going to be a sweat lodge, though, on Saturday in preparation for this ceremonial process, because this is going to be more than just, this old ancient process of putting the brain into the hide in order to tan it. It's going to be more than that, so it'll be a ceremony. So we're going to be doing a wipe down ceremony, even if it's just me and Fenella, but whoever wants to show up and wants to help, that'll be great. And then the hide will be rinsed and wrung out and prepared. And then on Sunday, and again, I invite you to come out on Sunday, because that's when we're going to be putting the brain in. And there is a whole physical process, but it's also a ceremonial process. And so it's a time when not only maybe to be in prayer, but like we could invite you to, again, from a distance or from here. Like, it'd be great if there was some music, or I don't know. I haven't gotten, I'd love to have some art associated with the process. But if it just turns out it's just me doing the work, it's still going to be this manifestation, this bringing of the star energy down into our relatives, the hide, this piece of brain tanned leather. And it's the stars, it's minerals, it's plant medicines, all of that is going in. So there'll be more explanation later. But here's, I did make, as I said, I made a video that has a longer explanation, but here is a kind of shortened version. And I used, I used, stones and crystals to represent what's happening. And it's not even quite complete, but here's what's happening in the sky over the weekend. this crystal I've got representing the Pleiades. The amethyst is representing Uranus. Venus is the fluorite, green fluorite, is representing Venus, and my cool little lava rock, complete with craters, is the Moon. These are all going to meet up over the weekend. And what was particularly powerful about this is that configuration can rarely happen. But also, when we started the hide last summer, at around the time at July 3rd, 4th, 5th, your Venus and Uranus came together with the Pleiades, and that's when we began. And that's when the brains from the female bison were gathered. So this is repeating. That is also highly unusual. That would, just because of the way the planets moved, and that now, 9 months later, it's coming together and the moon is activating that. At the same time, I'm using this citrine here to represent Jupiter, and it is here in the middle of this broader thing that is the sacred hoop of stars. It is a medicine wheel in the sky, and also known as a cosmic womb. And here, this is the belt of Orion, and I added a little crystal there to represent that. This is the backbone of Tyamani, a spirit animal that is like a buffalo fetus. And this one is representing Sirius, the star Sirius. Up here is Jupiter, and it is aligning longitudinally with Sirius. Now, when we started the project, I mentioned that we had Venus, Uranus, and the Pleiades all together. We also had the sun was aligned with Sirius, because that was the 4th of July, the Declaration of Independence, was, at the time, the sun was aligned with Sirius. And when we got the brains from the male bison, Venus had moved along to Jupiter, and Jupiter was aligned with Sirius back in August with Venus. So those activations occurred last summer, and now they're happening all at once on this weekend. Jupiter is here with Sirius, and Uranus is about to move into Gemini, but it will actually be with the Pleiades for probably a whole month. But the fact that we have Venus there and the moon all at once, and Jupiter is still here, and it'll move on. It won't be back there for another 12 years. Uranus won't come back to the Pleiades for 84 years. So this is a powerful activation of this spirit animal, Tyamani, in this cosmic womb, birthing something new, something of a higher consciousness. And so what we are choosing, what we are calling forth from our collective soul, as well as our own souls creatively, about what we envision for our life going forward and passing on to our next generations. This is a great opportunity to do things creatively and for the greater good. And so the thing that I'm doing, it's more than an art piece. It's more than a piece of leather. It's this buffalo hide is carrying the energy of the buffalo medicine, the buffalo nation: respect, reciprocity, resilience, strength, working in community, and that we are dependent on nature. It's a reactivation of those things. That part of the sky that I represented with the stones is also known in other traditions all around the world. And in the from the Western branch traditions, it is the stellar gateway of our ancestral origins. So this is a powerful time And this is a weekend when we're going to be doing sweat lodge and preparation on Saturday, and we're going to be putting the brain into that hide on Sunday, and then there will be other steps after that. So I wanted to let you all know it's been hard to plan and schedule things, even though I knew this energy was coming up. It's a bit of a complicated process, but also there's just so much going on in the world and in our lives. So anyway, I thank you all for listening. Hope that you tune in. And if any of you want to show up to help, I can certainly use the help. Let me know. So with that, Wolpida Tonka, Ahamitakiasan.